It is another day, another blessing, and another chance at life. Take nothing for granted and take every breath and think of every breath as a gift. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Abuja. I am Aisha Kyari Sharif, and on today's program, we'll be looking at mental health, child trafficking, and abuse. And what do you know about the Nigerian Institute of Space Engineers? These and more will come your way. And we have a counseling psychologist, Violet Iwu, from the Mandate Empowerment Initiative, who is going to tell us more on what mental health is all about and what her foundation is doing to tackle that. You're welcome to the studio.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, we've been talking about mental health, and Mental Health Day has come and has passed. And this year's mental health theme is mental health in an unequal world.
Yes.
Why an unequal world?
Okay. The thing is, mental health is something we've been trying to preach for a very long time, especially in this part of the society. We're trying to create an awareness. So the theme be an unequal world is just going to say that we need to dive more into the advocacy, the capacity building, and the reforms on mental health. I think that's why they went into that part of the team.
So you're a counseling psychologist with the
Mandate Health Empowerment Initiative.
Okay. So what's the foundation all about? What do you do?
Okay, Mandate Health Empowerment Initiative is a mental health foundation that have been in existence since 2015. So basically, we're into mental health reforms.
Okay.
Maternal and child mental health. Okay. So we're into capacity building and general advocacy.
Well, you know, when you said childbirth, you know, a lot of women go through mental health after child delivery, either before or after the delivery. And then, you know, when we talk about, before we say mental health, we have to talk about depression, which also leads to mental health. And then there's a lot of stigmatization going on. So how does your foundation sensitize people to be aware it's okay to have mental health? And you as a counselor, how do you now give that balance to the public?
Okay, thank you very much, ma. Already in this part of the society, there's actually a great stigmatization. So by the time the community and everybody around pushes it to the individual, there's tension, there's a holdback. When you want to speak up, you're not able to speak up. So that is why we know that we need to go deeply on awareness and advocacy, because the person that is stigmatizing the other does not have knowledge about this mental health. Talking about the depression, the maternal health and the rest, you know, when a woman gives birth, so there's actually usually this baby blues. You're excited, there's these feelings of sadness, depression. It's okay, but it becomes a problem when it gets to 2 weeks and you're still in that mood. The baby blues are gone. You feel this unnecessary pressure. You are just angry. You don't know what to do. At some point, some women just want to drop their baby. They don't know what to do with it. The thought of, am I going to be a good mother? Can I take care of this child? And all. So when it gets to that 2 weeks and they are still in that mood, it refers to as postpartum depression. So on our own part, as MHIE, Mandate Health Empowerment Initiative, we go to primary healthcare centers. We meet with pregnant women. We meet with, we go for immunization where we have women with their children. So we talk to them about this, and the response is amazing. You see a lot of women say, okay, this is what I'm really going through, but they don't have a name to it. So we going out with this advocacy, we're also telling them that we are available for you. We give them our numbers. If you have any issues, you can speak to us, and we're readily available to assist you.
Okay, thank you so much for coming, ma'am. We really appreciate you, and you're doing a great job. And we hope to bring you again to talk more on this issue.
Okay, it's a pleasure.
Thank you once again. Well, we've been speaking to Violet Iwu, a counseling psychologist with the Mandate Health Empowerment Initiative, talking about mental health. Mental health is a big issue in the society. The program continues after this break. If you're just joining us, the program is still Good Morning Abuja on NTA Channel 5, the Unity Station. And now we're going to discuss what is happening in the society. Well, I think a lot of people don't know what child trafficking is all about, whether it's a crime or not. And we have the national chairman, Abdul Ghani Abubakar of the Natal Network Against Child Trafficking, Abuse and Labor, who is here to tell us what the organization is all about and how they handle child trafficking in the society. You're welcome to the studio, sir.
Thank you very much.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, viewers.
Well, sir, we'd like to know what the organization is all about, what its mandate is all about.
Thank you. The Network of Civil Society Organizations Against Child Trafficking, Abuse and Labor, NACTAL Nigeria, is the umbrella body of all civil society organizations in Nigeria that are working in the area of trafficking, smuggling of migrants, child exploitation and labor. The organization was established in the year 2005 in a collaborative effort between civil society organizations and the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP. You will agree with me that trafficking in persons as a major form of transnational organized crime has been a major challenge, not just to Nigeria, but so many countries globally. And Nigeria being both an origin, transit, and destination country, that means traffickers recruit their victims from Nigeria.
Okay.
Other countries also recruit victims and transport to Nigeria. Nigeria is also like in the middle, where people come in form of transit to sit, live, watch the environment, and then of course move either in or out. So you look at Nigeria as in the middle, having these three characteristics. So with the establishment of the agency by the federal government of Nigeria, our stakeholders also feel it is important to have a network of civil society organizations that will be sure that all organizations who are working in this area are credible organizations who are contributing to the efforts of the Nigerian government in terms of combating trafficking in persons and not doing otherwise. So that is the reason why NACTAL was established, and for the past 16 years we have been working collaboratively with the government of Nigeria through NAPTIP and other ministries, departments, and agencies that have anti-human trafficking mandate, international development partners, and local communities to ensure that we contribute to the Nigerian response against trafficking in persons and smuggling of migrants.
Okay. Well, sir, there's a level of awareness to the general public, but then child trafficking is eating deep into our community.
Very deep.
So what is responsible for that?
There are so many factors. We have both the push and the pull factors. That is the push factors, these factors that makes our, not just children, young men and women vulnerable to being trafficked, as well as the pull factors, those factors out there that these traffickers utilize to brainwash these children. When you look at the push factors, you have issues of poverty, you have the high rate of unemployment among Nigerian youths, you have the issue of a breakdown of social safety nets that before now provides protection for the society. Before now, every child belongs to everyone. You can correct anybody's child without offending the parents of such child. But now it looks like everyone is on his own. So there is a lot of cases of trafficking within Nigeria, more than you can even have outside of Nigeria. But because the media out there seems to be very proactive, and then the level of casualties that are reported are so high, and then it constitutes a kind of nuisance to the international community. So it is given that much more publicity, and then it is amplified than what we have at the local level in Nigeria. But then trafficking internally is still very prevalent. Our children are exploited. They are sold every day. They are exploited in the form of child labor. You go to the quarries, you go to factories, you go to rice mills, you go to farms, you see a lot of children who are of school age.
Would that be a child trafficking too?
Of course. There are instances where children are trafficked from one state to another in large numbers, and these children are sold to what we call agents. And then these agents, in turn, distribute these children to houses of wealthy individuals, where they work as house helps, where they work in restaurants and brothels owned by these people, where they work in beer parlors and other form of exploitative
in some
business.
cases, you find out that their parents are involved.
Of course, in most cases, the parents
can
are
that
involved. They are
also be
aware.
child trafficking?
Very well. Parents, biological relatives, foster parents, caregivers can also be guilty of trafficking. They are involved. In most of the cases we have received and then intervened, you find out that parents are very much aware. Sometimes they even provide the resources for these traffickers to facilitate the movement of their children.
So, is there
All in the name of seeking for greener pasture.
I know there are a lot of challenges which the organization is facing, and we hope the government will be involved in helping these things out. So a little advice to the general public on child trafficking, abuse, and labor.
Thank you. To the families, to the communities, to our traditional and religious leaders, trafficking is very much with us. It is on the increase. Our children, our young men, our women are being trafficked daily. We have seen it over 15 years. We followed the experiences of these victims and survivors. It is not easy. It is not always greener over there like you are meant to believe. So we want to appeal to parents and communities to ensure that together we bring back that social safety nets that provide protection for our children.
And we hope we'll do better, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming, sir. We really appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
And we hope we'll be able to tackle trafficking in our society. Thank you once again, sir.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, we've been speaking to Abdul Ghani Abubakar, the national president of NACTEL, and we all know child trafficking is a crime, and is a crime against the society and humanity. We'll take a short break and the program continues. Just joining us, the program is still Good Morning Abuja, and now we're going to talk about technology. Technology is taking all over the world. I'm not talking about computer phones, I'm talking about space technology. And we have someone in the studio to tell us more about the space technology. He is the national chairman, Nigerian Institute of Space Engineers, Engineer Dr. George Opanachi. You're welcome to the studio, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Well, sir, since your assumption in the office some months back, so what's happening in line of the mandate of your organization?
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank you for NTA Abuja for giving me the opportunity to be here this morning to tell Nigerians about what we do at the Nigerian Institution of Space Engineers. I assumed duty 2nd of January this year as the national chairman, thank you, of the Nigerian Institution of Space Engineers, an institution of the Nigerian Society of Engineers.
Okay.
And on April 13th, we had my inauguration and a public lecture with the team, the role of space technology in tackling security challenges in Nigeria.
Okay.
And we had Professor Lazarus Ozigi, who is the Director of Data Systems at the National Space Research and Development Agency at the guest speaker. And it was a dual event, and that also served as my inauguration as the 6th national chairman of the Nigerian Institution of Space Engineers.
So how do you use your office in the development of the country?
Well, what we do is to advocate first the mandate of the institution as a division of the Nigerian Society of Engineers is to ensure the effective practice of engineering in the country, ensure the professional development of engineers in the sector, and this is achieved through our visits to chief executives of those organizations that are related to space, and also have interactions with the engineers in the sector, and then we make recommendations to the management of such organization to see how the engineers can be improved either in their practice.
So talking about technology and space, how do you use that to tackle the insecurity happening in the country?
Well, just like you have your for every product, every engineering product,
Okay.
we have the design stage.
Okay.
The design stage tells what is going to be achieved with what you are going to produce, the end product. What are you going to get from what you are doing?
Okay.
So the space technology has different ways that it can be used in tackling insecurity.
Okay.
One, in capturing images
Okay.
of certain locations. Also, spin-offs from space technology can also be used in tackling space technology, either for surveillance or for attack, like the drones.
Okay.
Drones are spin-offs from space technology, have the warships, etc. So the the aspect of space in tackling insecurity in any part of the world cannot be overemphasized. And that is what the world power used mainly in tackling insecurity.
Okay, but then with the insecurity happen almost everywhere, shall I say, almost everywhere, all states, we have one issue or the other. Were you able to achieve that with your space technology?
Yes, through our interaction with the management of National Space Research and Development Agency, particularly the Director General, Chief Executive Officer, and Dr. Halilu Ahmad Shaba.
Okay.
He has told us of the need for us to have more satellites in space. That is the SAR satellites. That is, we have a satellite in space. We have two of them in space, Nigerian Sat-2 and Nigerian Sat-X.
Okay.
Which was wholly designed and built by Nigerian engineers and scientists. But as at the time these satellites were designed, the security aspect were not captured into it. Okay. But that notwithstanding, we are still, the agency is still helping the security agency, the military, the police, etc., with images and data that are useful in tackling insecurity. So there is a proposal before the government of the need to have Nigerian Sat-2 and then to have a satellite that has more advantage over what we have now, which is
like
that,
an upgrade.
Yes, an upgrade to that. And that is a synthetic aperture radar satellite. Okay. The edge over this is that it is not affected by cloud cover and it can function effectively at any time. So the proposal is there and we are urging the government to take this with all matter of seriousness.
Thank you so much, sir, for coming to the studio.
Thank you so much.
We really appreciate you coming here. We've learned so much about the space technology and I hope with this the government will be aware of what the needs you want from them. I will be speaking to the National Chairman of the Nigerian Institute of Space Engineers, Engineer Dr. George Okpanachi, who've learned so much about space technology. Come to the end of our program on Good Morning Abuja, and I hope you've been educated, entertained, and enlightened. Well, with the mental health, child trafficking and abuse, space engineers, there was so much for you to learn from there. And we hope you join us tomorrow, same time, same station. I am Aisha Kari Sharif. Join us tomorrow.